Here we go. All right, my friends. So I'm going to have everyone get on their backs like we always do. Just a nice way to help the body settle in and relax, not having to hold ourselves up. So let's get situated. I'm going to keep my knees bent, but please feel free to set up any way that's most comfortable for you. So as you settle in this morning, the first thing I'd like you to notice is just get those shoulder blades settled onto the floor. Feel the back of the rib cage just kind of settle and spread out on your mat. Notice the weight in the back of the skull. Feel the sacrum in the back of the pelvis on the floor. And anything else on your body that's making contact with the ground underneath you. Take a big breath in. Open the mouth and exhale in a big sigh. Let everything go and let the body soften a little bit more. And do that 2 more times on your own. Inhaling, nice big breath. Just taking in all the nourishment of fresh air, fresh oxygen, filling the body, and then a big sigh. We're letting things go. Taking one more here. Let your shoulders settle back, the jaw soften. And then bring the attention to the breath here. It might help to just focus at the nostrils to start. Bringing all our attention and all our awareness onto that sensation of the inhale and the exhale at the nose. Just noticing the quality of your breath in this moment, not changing it or trying to force it anyway. Is the breath short and shallow right now? I know mine is a little bit this morning. Or is the breath already maybe a little bit deeper, slower? And neither one of these is good or bad for our purposes in this moment. We're just really becoming aware of what our breath is like in this moment. So we're going to begin to invite in that Sama Vritti, the equal pattern breath. So on your next inhale, we'll slow the breath down a bit and we'll inhale for 4, 3, 2, 1, and we'll exhale 4, 3, 2, and 1. Inhaling 4, 3, 2, 1, and then exhale 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale 4, 3, 2, 1. And I'm going to have you Go ahead and count this count in your own mind for a few breaths. Remembering if my pace is not working for you, that's fine. Either increase your pace or decrease as you feel you need in your own body. So I'm going to leave you here for a few moments of silence. Inhaling for 4 and exhaling for 4. Maybe about 2 more rounds here. So we're going to be using this kind of breath pattern through our practice. So just becoming conscious of how this feels in your body, this equal breath, the slowness of the inhale, and the soft fall of your exhale. We're going to work with matching our movement to that breath pattern in our practice today. And again, like I said earlier, before we started recording, is don't put pressure on yourself if you happen to forget. But you might catch yourself, and that's a good thing. You're just aware. And we bring our attention back to the breath. And that's all it is just this little game of, oh, we lost our focus, we bring it back. Oh, I lost my attention, I'll bring it back. It's all good. So we're going to start today by going ahead and lengthening our legs out long. We're going to bring the hands above our head, but I'm going to have you bring your hands together in prayer. So the palms are together, reaching up above our head. We're going to take that breath in for 4, 3, 2, 1. As you exhale, we're going to draw the hands to our heart, drawing the left knee up. And when the hands reach the heart, cross your right elbow to your left knee. And then we'll release to inhale for 4, 3, 2, 1. Other side. Exhale, 4, 3, 2, 1. Left elbow to right knee. So let's inhale to lengthen. 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale, right to left. Exhale, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale, lengthen. 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale, cross. 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale, 4, 3, 2, 1. Other side. Inhale, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale, lengthen. 4, 3, 2, 1. And this time, exhale, 4, both knees in, give yourself a hug. 3, 2, 1. Normal breath here and rock side to side. So the movements are slow as if we're moving through water or maybe honey or molasses, nice and slow, not rushing to get anywhere. And with that in mind, take your time to roll to one side and press yourself up to seated. Maybe taking that blanket and scooching it under the hips. Let's get the hips up a little bit. Again, if that's comfortable for you. And we're just going to find a nice cross-legged seat. And just settle in. Find your seat. Want to be sitting up on the sit bones, a little lift in the sternum and the heart, making sure we have the natural curve in our lumbar spine. Sitting up tall, take a nice big breath in. And as you exhale, drop the shoulders away from your ears, relax. So we're going to continue with the 4 count in, 4 count exhale with this next bit of movement here. So on the inhale, sweeping the arms up, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale, hands to heart, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Exhale, 4, 3, 2, 1. Adding a bit more movement here. Inhale, 4, 3, 2, 1. Right hand to left knee. Exhale, 4, 3, 2, 1. Side bend. Inhale, 4, 3, 2, 1. Come to fold. Cross the right hand or left hand to right knee. Exhale, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale, rising, 4, 3, 2, 1. Opposite side, left hand to right knee. Exhale, 4, 3, 2, 1. Side bend, inhale, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale, fold and cross, 4, 3, 2, 1. Continuing on just with that. Inhale, 4, 3, 2, 1. Right hand to left. Exhale, 4, 3, 2, 1. Side bend. Inhale, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Cross and fold. Exhale, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Inhaling up. 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale, left to right. Exhale, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Inhale, side bend. 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale, fold. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Inhale up. 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale the hands behind you. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Beautiful. Hands behind us. We're going to lean back into our hands, uncross our feet, bring the feet to the mat, please, and place your feet on the floor. Fingers can face backward, side, or front, your choice, what feels best in your shoulders so that you can lift your heart up, forward. We're going to lift up into a table. Inhale, lifting those hips. As we exhale today, we're going to dip down, but instead of straight down, we're going to move the hips toward the heels, shifting forward a little bit. So we'll inhale in reverse table. Exhale, dip the hips toward the heels. Inhale it up. Exhale, dip to the heels. Inhale up. Exhale. Moving this slow breath here. Inhale. And exhale. We're going to do one more. Inhale up. Exhale, hips to heels. Inhale to bring it up. And exhale, simply lower straight down. Sit yourself back up. Come to a comfortable seat. Inhale the arms up. Exhale, bring the hands, fingertips to the top of the shoulders and circle those elbows. Nice big shoulder circles here. Doesn't matter which direction you go first because we're going to switch here. And just notice here if those shoulders are starting to warm up. Bring the hands down. Take a moment, big breath in. And exhale, let it go. What do you notice? How do your shoulders feel? How's your breath? Alrighty, everyone. Let's go ahead and make our way into tabletop. So we're going to get ourselves on our hands and knees. This morning, I'd like to ask you to please tuck your toes. So once more here, we're going to incorporate our 4-4 count breath. We'll start with an inhale here into our cow. 4, 3, 2, 1. As you exhale, we're coming into child's pose, rounding 4, hips to heels. 3, 2, 1. Inhale forward into cow. 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale, round in child's pose. 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, I'm letting you off on your own now. Incorporate your own count here. Do what works for you and your body. Thinking about matching every movement to our breath here. Nice and slow, fluid movement. Your body is just going along for the ride with your breath. Hopefully it's feeling a little bit easier at this point to find movement with breath. And everyone take one more full round from wherever you are. We are all going to meet in our child's pose. So just taking that child's pose here, walk your fingers out, and then just lift the palms and come up onto your little fingertips. I call this spider tip fingers. They look like little spiders there. I'm going to reach out long, take a big breath in, and exhale, melt your forehead and your heart towards the floor. Another breath here. Inhale, gliding yourselves forward. We're going to draw one foot forward. It really doesn't matter which one. Just take note. Maybe it's your right foot or your left. Doesn't matter. And we're going to keep those back toes tucked. We're going to step up to the top of the mat and take a fold. Hang there. Keep your knees nice and soft here. It's our first forward fold of the day. So be gentle with your hamstrings. Let your head dangle. Let the arms hang. And if it's something that's comfortable for you, maybe grab opposite elbows here. Letting the head hang between the arms. And you can sway, but I'd also like to offer maybe just add a little bit of a twist today. So kind of twisting the heart to the left as if you were trying to bring your right elbow towards your left shin, and then just twist it out the other way. And make this gentle, don't force way, way too far. We're not torquing ourselves, just a little bit of different little twisty movement here in our forward fold. And then come back to center, release the hands, inhale up halfway. Exhale, take a fold, maybe the knees are a little bit straighter. Inhale up halfway. As you exhale, bend your left knee, keep the right knee straight. If you have a block, you may want to use a block here and place the left hand on a block or just fingertips on the floor. Inhale, that nice slow 4-count inhale to take the hand up. Exhale slowly, tap the right hand to your sacrum. Inhale the arm up. And exhale, come back down and take a fold. Inhale up halfway. Exhale, bend the right knee, keep the left knee straight. Right hand on a block or the earth and nice and slow. Inhale, left arm, twist, reach up. Exhale, tap the left hand down to the sacrum, nice and slow. Inhale, float the arm back up. Exhale, bend both knees nice and deep, take a fold, and then bend those knees, drop the hips down towards the earth. Bring the hands together in your prayer and guide those fingers up. Inhale, all the way up to standing. Fingers carve a line up to the sky. Exhale, bend the elbows, bring the hands back behind your head. Inhale to lift your heart. Exhale, bend the knees and fold halfway forward. Hands stay as they are. Inhale, release the arms out, reach forward. And exhale, take a fold. We're going to do that one more time. Inhale up halfway. Exhale, bend the knees, lower the hips. Draw the hands together in prayer. Inhale, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Exhale, hands back behind the head. 4, 3, 2, 1. Continuing here. Inhale up. Inhale, lift the heart. Exhale, bend those knees, fold forward just as slow. Inhale, arms out in front. Reach. Exhale, fold. We're going to bend the knees as much as we can so you can plant the hands, and we're going to step back, downward facing dog. Take your step back. Keep those knees soft at first and walk and pedal your feet. We're going to inhale, come forward to plank, but tap the right knee down. Bend that right knee, tap it down. Keep the bend in the knee. Exhale back to downward facing dog. The right knee is hanging in its socket, bending down. Take a little peek under your left shoulder and twist a little bit out to the left. Peekaboo. Inhale back to center. Exhale, float the right heel back down to the ground. Inhale forward into plank, tap the left knee to the floor. Keep that bend as you exhale, come on back, downward facing dog. Take a twist underneath the right arm now. Peekaboo under that arm. Twist the heart gently, just a little bit. Inhale, find center. Exhale, send that left heel towards the ground. Coming into a full plank here. Inhale, come forward. Exhale, go ahead and drop the knees and come to your belly. Keep your toes tucked here. Bring the hands along the sides, palms face down. As you inhale, we're going to engage our thighs and lift the knees up off the ground and lift the head, neck, and heart. Maybe float the hands. Exhale, lower. Release the legs down. Keeping the toes tucked though. We're going to do that one more time. Inhale, engage the legs, lift the knees, lift the head, neck, and heart. Maybe float the hands. Exhale, lower, draw the hands back to the ribs. Draw the shoulder blades together. Inhale, come to table. And exhale, find a child's pose. You can untuck the toes here. Inhale, glide forward. And we're going to go ahead and we're going to draw the right knee forward. We're going to place the right foot between our hands. And let's go ahead and tuck the back toes. We're coming up to a crescent, so we're leaving our left heel lifted here. Lift your back knee. Find some stability here. Feels nice and solid. And on your inhale, we're sweeping those arms up nice and slow. Straighten into the front knee here. Reach up. As you exhale, slowly sink in to crescent warrior. Beautiful. Good. Inhale, straighten the knee, reach up. Exhale, drop your left heel, turn the body to the side of the mat, bend into the front knee, and come into warrior two. Bending into our front knee. Again, stability here. That's what you want to feel in your body. So whether your heel is aligned with your back arch or your heel to heel or even a little bit wider, you choose what feels most stable. Like if someone were to push you, you wouldn't be able to be knocked over. Today we're going to flip our back palm, our left hand. Inhale, bring the arm up by your ear. Options here to exhale the hand, drape it simply rested on your head, behind the head, or maybe you can bring the hand down as if it were reaching for your left shoulder blade. Front hand, turn the thumb up. Draw the hand across. We're reaching for our tricep here, that back of the upper forearm. We're going to inhale here. And as we exhale, we're lifting the back heel back into crescent and twisting and rotating all the way over to the right. Inhale, back to the warrior 2 feet, 4, 3, 2, 1. And then exhale, finding that twist. Lift that back heel, 4, 3, 2, 1. Back, inhale, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale, 4, 3, 2, 1. Last time, inhale, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale, bring the torso to face the front of the mat. As you exhale, lower the right hand to the lower left rib cage. Inhale. Reach your left arm up. As you exhale, lean forward 45 degrees. Take a breath here. Release your left forearm to your right thigh. And use the hand here, your right hand, to draw the left ribs, rotating them to the right, turning the heart to the right. And on an inhale, 4, 3, 2, 1, bring that left arm or right arm all the way up to the sky. Exhale, draw the bicep up by your ear. Reach out in front. Hold here for a breath. One more inhale. Exhale, turn everything to the mat. Dump the hands forward and dome on over. Let everything go, shake the head. Big breath here. Nice big inhale. And a nice big exhale. Very gently bend into your front knee and just step the left foot up to meet the right. Inhale it. And exhale, hang here, dangle the head. One more moment. And then bend the knees as much as you have to. Plant the hands, step the right foot back. Find your high lunge, again, knowing we're going to crescent warrior, so we want to find stability here. And on your inhale, go ahead and bring the hands forward nice and slow. Inhaling, reaching up, straightening into that front knee. And exhale, bend the front knee, settle in and arrive crescent warrior. Inhale, straighten, reach. Exhale, drop the back heel, open up, warrior two, other side now. Facing the right side of your mat, bending into the front knee. Make the micro adjustments that you need to make so that you feel stable. Flip your right palm up, the back palm. Inhale the arm up. As you exhale, make your choice where you would like to rest your hand. Turn your left thumb up to face the sky. Draw that left arm back and take a hold gently of your right tricep. Inhale slowly. Exhale, twisting, lifting that back heel. 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale it back. 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale, twist. 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale, 4, 3, 2, 1. Take it back. Inhale, 4, 3, 2, 1. Last time. Inhale, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Inhale, turn the torso simply to the front of the mat. Drop now the left hand to your right lower rib cage. Inhale, right arm reaches up. Exhale, lean forward 45 degrees, nice and slow. Hold for a breath. Bring your right forearm to your left thigh, little shelf there, and let that left hand gently guide the right ribs underneath you, twisting. Inhale, let that left arm sweep up. 3, 2, 1. Exhale it out above your head. 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold here, breathe. Breathe in here. Exhale, turn to the mat, let it all go. Dome over, straighten the front leg. Take a beautiful cleansing breath here. Inhale. Exhale, let it go. Again, inhale. And exhale. On this side, we're going to bend the knee as much as we need to plant the hands. Step back, downward facing dog. Take a breath here to really settle in. Inhale. Lengthen those hips up and back. Exhale, settle in. Inhale forward, find your plank. And exhale, lowering down here, drop your knees, keep those toes tucked, come to the belly, extend the arms long at your sides, palms down. Keep the face facing the ground. Inhale, engage those knees, lift the thighs and knees up, head, neck, and heart, maybe fingers. Exhale, lower. Inhale, engage and lift. Exhale, come down. One more time on this side, last one. Inhale, engage and lift. Exhale, bring it down. Hands draw up to our ribs. Shoulder blades draw in. Inhale, press to table. Exhale, take a lovely, luscious child's pose here. And if you'd like, cross your forearms here and rest the middle of your forehead, that spot right between your eyebrows, sometimes called your third eye, and just rest it somewhere along your forearms. And maybe you can just massage it by rocking the head side to side. Steady the breath, nice and slow here. Alrighty. On your next inhalation, slowly and gently make your way back up into a table, coming to the middle of your mat. We're going to extend the left leg back, toes on the floor. Turn the right foot out and walk your hands to the side of the mat, coming into gate pose. So the left leg is extended out, your foot is parallel to the short edge of your mat, bringing our hands out underneath our shoulders. Keep the right hand underneath your right shoulder. Inhale, twist open to the left, let that left arm come all the way up, reach up. As you exhale, we're going to glide this left arm down and through like we thread the needle. Bend your right elbow and dip your left shoulder towards the floor. It may not get there, that's okay. Stay here for a breath. Pressing into your right hand, open up to the twist once more. Nice and slow, moving through water. As you exhale, bring that left hand to the left thigh, behind the knee. We're going to draw the knee in, turn the toes so that they're facing the short edge of your mat. The foot's parallel now to the long side of your mat. Bring both hands to the floor in front of you and inhale, come all the way up. As you exhale, left forearm to left thigh, side bend, reaching up and over with your right arm. And today, if this feels good, stay here just like this, focusing the breath, that nice, beautiful 4-4 count, inhaling, exhaling with your focus on the right side body. If you'd like, you can try a little bit further here. We're going to take our left hand, we're going to lift it off, and we're going to cross over, guiding the left hand towards our right hip. And we're going to drop our left shoulder down to rest on our left thigh. Reach in the two directions. Breathing here. From wherever you are, inhale your breath. As you exhale, we're turning the heart back to the floor, coming back to the middle point where our hands are off the side of the mat. Draw your left knee back in underneath you. And just extend the right leg out. The right foot parallel to the short edge of the mat. Our hands are underneath our shoulders. Okay, let's inhale the right arm up. Nice and slow. Remember, we're moving through water. Exhale, take it down, thread it through. Bend that left elbow to dip the right shoulder. Take a beautiful long inhale here. And just as long, take that exhale. Inhale, unwind and reach. Exhale, bring the right hand down to the right thigh, draw it in, draw the foot in, turn the toes to face the short edge of the mat, and then bring the right hand back down to the floor in front of you. Inhale, rise it up. Both arms sweep up. Exhale, forearm to thigh. Left arm up and over, side bend. Same thing here. Stay here if this feels good. If you want to take the option, go ahead and guide that right hand towards the left hip and lower the right shoulder to the right thigh. And reach the hands in two directions. Take an inhale. And exhale, bring everything back down. Bring the hands in front of you. Draw the right knee in. And then we're just going to go ahead. We're going to turn ourselves back to the front of the mat. Sweep the feet to one side. Sit back and bring the legs out in front of you. Give them a little shake here. Now, if you'd like to, go ahead and get your blanket and sit up on your blanket here for a couple seated postures. And if you know whether sitting up on a blanket is helpful for you or not. We're going to bring our left knee up, and I'm going to ask that you take your left foot and the ankle and cross it over the right thigh. We're going for seated pigeon today. So we cross the left ankle over the right knee, right above the knee, and we're going to lean back again. And again, fingers facing whichever way is comfortable for you on your shoulder so that you can, instead of slumping here, we want to lift that hard. And then slowly begin to lean back and bend the right knee towards you. And then walk your hands up, keeping the heart lifted, pressing the heart towards your left shin. And just find your edge here. We do reclining pigeon an awful lot just because it's so accessible and it feels so good. So here we're taking the seated version, so you know what kind of sensation we're looking for. And just notice if you can find that nice little opening in the outer left hip. If it feels good, you can add a tiny bit of movement, rocking side to side. And just become aware of your breath. You don't really have to count it here, but maybe you can just sense that it is close to equal. Slow, steady inhale. Full, complete exhale. All right. If you were rocking, find your stillness. Take a breath in. As you exhale, bring the right leg straight again. We're keeping this left leg just as it is. Walk the hands back so that they're at the side of your hips. Once more, lift the heart, inhale. Exhale, bring the heart forward as if you're folding out over that right leg. Use the hands, you can press the fingertips into the floor to give yourself a little help. Keep the right foot flexed, toes pulling back towards your nose. Your next breath in is just going to lift, bring the back of the heart up. And as you exhale, lift your left knee and let your left foot drop to the outer side of your right leg. Give your knee a hug with your right hand. We're going to inhale, sit tall. And as we exhale, we're going to take the twist to the left. Remember here, we don't want to marry our pelvis to the floor. Allow that left hip to slightly turn back with you in the twist. And then today we're going to take just a little variation on this. We're going to inhale the left arm up. And as you exhale, we're just going to take a little side bend here. So we're not bending straight out towards the top of the mat. We're actually angling off the mat maybe about 45 degrees. Hold on to that knee here for support. I know if I let go, I'm probably going to tip over, so I'm not going to do that. How's that breath? Keep the jaw soft. Slowly inhaling ourselves up to seated. And exhale, float the hand down, return your torso towards the center, top of the mat. Unwind that leg, maybe give it a shake. We're going to just do all that on the other side. So here, drawing the right knee up, grab a hold of your foot or ankle and place it on top of your left thigh. Lean back. Press into the hands to lift the heart. Slowly bend that left knee up towards you, bringing the right shin and walking your hands up. Keep that heart lifted, pressing your heart towards your right shin. We're sitting tall and proud. The jaw is nice and soft here and relaxed. Maybe we're rocking back and forth. Again, that's just an option. If stillness feels better, then that's what you do. Check in with the breath. Easy rise to the inhale. Gentle fall of the exhale. Come to stillness at center. Inhale your breath. As you exhale, slowly release the left leg long again. Keep the right leg where it is and walk your fingertips up, sitting up tall. Fingertips by your hips. Inhale, lift the heart. Exhale, fold forward. Keep the length in the spine here. Use your fingertips to help. Flex the left toes back. Inhale gently, slowly, lifting ourselves up. As we exhale, letting the right foot drop to the outer left leg, the knee lifts. We give it a hug with the left arm. And we place the right hand behind us. We press in to lift the spine tall. Inhale. Exhale, twist. Let that right hip, the right pelvis come along for the ride. And then inhale the right arm up, nice and slow. And exhale, side bend it out. Remember, we're on a slight angle. Notice if you're holding tension in that jaw or the throat, or maybe even holding your breath here. Re-engage with your own equal count breath. Inhale it up. Exhale, float the hand down and return yourself facing front to center. Alrighty, let's unwind those legs and give them a little shake. All right, I'm gonna scooch myself up here. We're gonna roll to our back, but before we do, just make sure we're gonna be going into supported bridge. So either have a block handy that you can reach, or if you don't have a block, take a blanket or a towel or whatever you have and just roll it up. So you have a nice little roll there that you can slide underneath your hips. So either or. And then just slowly make your way down to your back. We're going to have the knees bent and we're going to tick-tock the feet out mat width distance. Let the arms rest by your sides. Take a breath in here. And exhale, let it go. Feel the body settle onto the ground here. And then just slow windshield wiper the knees side to side here. We'll bring the knees back to center and move the feet so that they're about hip width distance, setting ourselves up so that we can lift up into our supported bridge. So go ahead and grab the prop, make sure you have it handy. And as you're ready, we'll just lift those hips, inhale, slide your prop under the back of your pelvis. Be careful to make sure it's not into the lumbar spine. We want it lower back behind the pelvis. And let yourself settle in here. So relax the arms wherever they're comfortable, whether that's out of your sides or resting on your belly. And I'd like to offer you here to close your eyes if that's comfortable for you. Our eyes take in so much information. The brain is constantly processing. Even when we think we're mindlessly not really looking at anything, or even if we think we're just focusing on one thing, our brain is really picking up everything in the periphery and everything. So there's a lot of stimulus coming in through our eyes when our eyes are open. So closing the eyes really just helps kind of soften the brain a bit. Maybe you can even imagine here that the front of your brain kind of falls away from your forehead and the brain just settles and rests in the back of your skull. And just begin to engage with your 4 to 4 count Sama Vritti breath here. Pace it for your body. Just start to notice now the effects the practice may have had on your body. Let the awareness flow like a flowing river, meandering around the body. Noticing the sensations. Noticing areas that are vivid, more alive. Noticing areas that are quiet. And just take a couple more breaths here. When you're ready, very slowly begin to release yourself, lifting up. Remove your block or your blanket, set it aside, and gently release your low back down to the ground. Knock your knees in, turn your heels out for a moment, and let the back settle. One at a time, draw each knee up towards you. Give yourself a little hug and a rock. And we'll take a happy baby here. So we're going to grab the back of the thighs and we're going to draw the thighs and the knees to the outer rib cage. Turn the feet so the soles of the feet face the ceiling. You can stay with the hands behind the thighs, or if you'd like, you can reach up for the baby toe edges of your feet. Gently draw the knees and thighs down towards the ground and just rock side to side here. Remember, let's not be aggressive here. Not try to jam the legs all the way down to the floor. Just a gentle little opening here. And then release, draw the knees back in, sweep the arms out to a T. Breathe in. Exhale, drop the knees to the right. Take a big breath in. Exhale, release yourself into the twist. You can keep the eyes closed here if you'd like. Again, just keeping our awareness internal. What do you notice? What do you feel? Notice the breath. Next inhale. Slowly, gently make your way to center. Exhale, just fluidly moving over to the other side, dropping the knees to the left. Big breath in. Exhale, find your shape. Internal focus. Awareness of your breath. Bring it to center on the inhale, nice and easy. Last hug. Find your intuitive movement here to complete your practice. And begin to gather any props you might want for Shavasana today. Maybe grabbing a blanket roll for under the knees. Whatever you feel comfortable with today. And begin to settle yourself in. Remember to create just a little bit of space between your arm and your body here so we're not all closed off. Feel the back of your body spread out on the ground. Let's together take a big breath here. Inhale fully. Big exhale, big sigh. Let everything go. Releasing the breath pattern here. Just let it go. Release your body back. Feel all those contact points of the back body on the earth. Heels, pelvis, back of the rib cage, shoulder blades, back of the skull. Feel the arms heavy. Let the whole back body feel heavy. As you inhale next, feel the front body light and buoyant. And as you exhale, let the front body melt back into the support of the back body. Releasing yourself out, supported completely. Just be and rest in Shavasana. Very gently bringing our awareness back, and taking a nice, long, deep breath in. Releasing it out. Just feel the effect that deep breath had in your body. And take another breath or two. Notice how that breath energy carries in on that breath. It fills the body, bringing awareness, life, and some gentle movement here. Easing ourselves slowly from Shavasana today, as we always do. No sudden movement. Taking our time to find our way to roll over to the right side, drawing the knees up. And once you arrive on your right side, please taking 3 or 4 breaths here on the right side. And again, keep this focus internally for a few moments longer and just notice how you're feeling. Hopefully, the practice had a positive effect on your state of your nervous system, your well-being. Maybe the mind is a little quieter. When you're ready, please gently, slowly make your way to a comfortable seat. Once you arrive, settle in, draw your hands in front of your heart, and close the eyes. Together, let's all inhale our breath. And together we'll exhale and release the practice and everything else. Let it go. Let's bring our fingertips to our forehead this morning for peaceful thoughts. For our mouth to remind us to have kind words. And to our heart for loving action. From my heart to yours, as always, everyone, I thank you so very much for sharing your beautiful presence and your practice with me this morning. The love and light in me sees and honors the beautiful love and light in each of you. Namaste. Thank you so much, all of you.